Jai Hind everyone, I am Dr. Monika Agarwal, going to deliver a lecture on the topic New Word Formation Processes. This is part of the subject soft skill, subject code BAS 105. This is the content of the lecture. First of all, we will try and understand what is the concept and the reality behind word formation, then various processes of word formation, especially in English language, like derivation, affixation, compounding, conversion, blending, back formation, abbreviations, neologism and borrowing. So, let us see one by one what all these processes are. We know that human language is a creation and the supreme creation by human beings. We can say that this is a system of codes for communication and it is used by a particular community or country, because every community has developed its own language over a period of thousands or hundreds of years. Every human community has to fulfill the need of communication to be comfortable in day-to-day conversation and day-to-day connection with other people, and that creates a better community living. So, for better community living, every human community has developed its particular verbal language for that purpose. And today we have a number of languages all over the world, and these languages all fulfill one purpose, that is the purpose of communicating, creating understanding and developing cooperation and overall happiness of living as a human being. So, languages become a carrier of cultural and social elements of the community. We know that languages create texts, literature and other type of documentation that preserves and then passes it on to the next generation and the other people, having all the information about the development, about the cultural conditions and the other social elements of that particular community. So, that is how language becomes a carrier for cultural and social elements to be passed on to the other generation, the next generation. We know that human languages, all existing languages, have evolved over a period of time in the world history, and this will continue, because the evolution of language, you can say the development of language will continue, because no living language remains static. Okay, if it is a living language, it has to be creative, it has to be evolving to fulfill the need of people to just identify and to name one or the other new reality which comes into existence of human living. So, all human languages are creative. Okay, that what makes a human language creative? It is the process which that language acquires to create new words. So, there are various processes from which words of a language come in existence. Here we are talking about the word formation. Word formation means the creation of new words in a language. In English language, we know that there are wonderful ways in which words and sentences are formed, phrases are formed, created and used. So, formation of new words can take place either from an existing root word, by adding a syllable or means a part of a word or another word. This is the general process. This is how new words are created. So, to understand it better, we should understand and know what are the multiple ways in which it can be done. This is all called derivational morphology, means how we derive new words, by means by which new words are produced, and this is done by two major processes. One is the modification of the existing words, means whatever words which already exist, we make a sort of modification in those words, and the other is by complete innovation, means a completely new word is created or new word is becomes the part of a particular language, that becomes a symbol to represents one or the other reality. Okay. So, either by modification or by a complete innovation, okay, that word becomes a part of that language. So, derivation is the creation of words either by modification of the root without the addition of another root, and this root, what is root? I am repeatedly using this word root. Root word is the base of a word which has a specific hint of meaning, okay, and to understand the meaning of that word, if we know the meaning of that root word, that can help us deducing the meaning of the new word. So, this derivation means that you derive a word and that derivation is based on a root word which has its own meaning, particular meaning. If we know the meaning, or we can guess the meaning of the new word, okay. For example, in English, most of the words are derived from ancient languages as Latin, Roman, Greek, okay. So, the root or the base of the English language lies in the ancient languages like Latin language, Roman language, Greek language, okay. For example, if we see take the example of the word communication itself, okay. So, we know that communication here, this is the root, okay, and which is derived from a Latin word communicare, communis. We give this example, and this root word means sharing, okay. So, whenever there is this root word commune, we are talking about sharing, okay. Yes, we talk, we say that some diseases are communicable diseases, okay, means it can be shared or which can be transferred from one person to the other person. Same happens with the communication of information, we say that sharing of information, okay. Similarly, we have other roots, for example, odd. I have used this word, this root odd. Odd in Latin means hearing. So, we have words in English like audio, audition, auditorium, etc. So, here we are focusing on some action or something which is related to hearing of sounds. So, this is how we can guess the meaning. So, this is called the guessing the meaning with the help of the root words. Now, coming to how we form new words on the base of the root word. So, that process is called affixation, means we use prefixes and suffixes. So, in addition of one or more affixes to a root, we create word through derivation. For example, the word derivation here, okay, derive we can take as a root, and this is the suffix. The word derivation itself is like this, derive plus the suffix ation, that becomes derivation itself. So, we know that this affixation has two types of variety, means two options, prefix and suffix. Prefix means the word, the part of a word which is added in the beginning of the root word are prefixes, and suffixes, they come at after the root word. For example, this word obey, we take this word as root, and this here is a prefix, and this how this becomes disobey, okay. Other example, adjust is the root, and we put the suffix ment, and this becomes adjustment, okay. So, this is how we form a new class of words with the help of prefixes and suffixes. This is called affixation. Prefixes are generally negative. We use prefixes like in, un, im, ir, il, other so many variety of prefixes, and they generally turn the root word into a negative. Like in, we use inaccurate, accurate, inaccurate, and un is, you can say, biased, unbiased, okay. There are many examples. So, with the help of these prefixes, we make another category of word like antonyms or the negative words. In general, suffixes make words with the changed structural unit, okay, as we change the category of word, the class of word, noun to verb or to adjective or vice versa. For example, we can use this suffix, these are the variety of suffixes. Asian, meant, and etc., which make a word a noun, okay, as derivation, okay, influence, influencer, increment, okay, increase, increment, decision, decide, decision. So we have different types of nouns made with the use of suffixes, okay. There are certain suffixes which convert a word into a verb, as satisfaction, okay. If we have to make it into a verb, we put the suffix fy, satisfy, okay. This is how, or specify. So this is how we make the verbs out of the root word with the help of suffixes. There are prefixes also to make a verb, like able, enable. So there is a variety. Here we are just talking about the processes. Next is compounding. Compounding means you form a word out of two or more root words, two or more root morphemes. Morphemes are part of words which have its own meaning, okay. And when we make a word, these morphemes help to guess the meaning, to understand the meaning, okay. So normally these compound words have two or more root morphemes, and the first item, the first word identifies the key feature of the second word. Means we can understand it with the help of the examples, like backache, okay. Here we have two morphemes, back and ache. So here the first item, that is back, it presents the key feature of the second word, ache. Which ache? The backache, the ache in the back, at back of the body, okay. Postcard, okay. Which card? Which is to be posted, the postcard, okay. Water bottle, which bottle? Which contains water, okay. So this is how we make compounds, and it's a very, very common occurrence, very common process. So compound words are found in all word classes, means all types of parts of speech, like nouns, like we have car park, rock band, quality time, these are the nouns. Then adjectives, heartbreaking, sugar free, homesick, these are the adjectives here, home, sick, sugar free. So these are the two root morphemes. Verbs like oven bake, babysit, chain smoke, these are the verbs, okay. We have two words, and the words make a new verb. Adverbs like good naturedly, nevertheless, these are the compound adverbs. Almost any noun has the potential to combine with any other noun to form a new compound words. That is how we create words, that is how we give expression to different realities, okay. Next is conversion. This is the process which makes a change of a word from one word class to another. One word class like a noun, a verb, an adjective, and that changes into another class of word. For example, we have these types of expressions. Can you text her? Okay. Here this word text is noun in itself. The text, you must create text, textbooks, like. But here we have used this word text in a sense of an action word, okay. So that becomes a noun. Similarly, if you are not careful, some downloads can damage your computer. Here these downloads, okay. Download in itself is a kind of verb, download it, okay, upload it, but here it becomes a noun. Or the meeting is on Tuesday, that's a definite. So here definite is an adjective, but we have used this adjective as a noun here, okay. So, for example, further, all companies have their ups and downs. So these ups and downs, these are the preposition, up, down, but we have given all the attributes of a noun and we have made them plural, and this is how it becomes a noun. One more thing is that the change a proper noun into a common noun, that is a kind of reverse process, okay. For example, if I say, where is my Dickens? So here I am talking about a book, a copy of a book written by Charles Dickens, okay. Where's my Shakespeare, or where's my the name of any writer, okay. So here we are not talking about the writer himself, but here we are talking about the work created by the writer or the book written by the person, okay. Another process is blending. Blending is the most beloved of the word formation process in English. We blend two words and create a new word, because every day new realities come into existence, new concepts come into existence. So, we blend words, and this is a kind of hybrid type of you can say reality, or hybrid type of notion. So, we have to blend words. So, here speaker can take two words and merge them based not on morpheme structure, means not on the structure of the word, but on the sound structure, means any part or any amount of the part of the word can be omitted and the other word is blended with the first word. Okay. For example, we use these terms these days very commonly, like carjacking. Okay, that is car plus hijacking. Here it is not the hijacking of a plane, it is of a car. Smog, it's a very popular term. Smoke plus fog. Emoticons, emotions plus icons, means the icons which express emotions. Pranksters, okay, gangsters, like prankster, the person who is very fond of doing pranks, so such people are called pranksters. So, these are the blends, and this is a very beloved form of word formation. People create these words. Okay. Then comes the other process, that is abbreviation. Abbreviation means shortening of a word. Okay, we do not use the whole word as a formal way, but we shorten the word, and this shortening is done in many ways, like clipping, acronyms, and initialism. Okay, first is clipping. Clipping means when we shorten or clip one or more syllable from the word, means we just pick one syllable, okay, just one part, like we say ad for advertisement, we say lab for laboratories. Okay, so this is the clipping. Okay, and we also clip the names of the people and to make it pet name, like Liz for Elizabeth. Okay, so these are the common process to shorten the word, and that becomes a part of usage. Then comes the second is acronym. Acronym is also very you can say prevalent these days, because these are formed taking the initial letters of a phrase. Okay, we have a whole group of words, a phrase, and we pick up the first letter and make a word out of it. Okay, for example, now. Now in itself can be pronounced as a whole word, but the full form is National Organization of Women, that is becomes now. Similarly, UNICEF. Okay, we have, this is the elaboration of this acronym UNICEF. RAM, random access memory. Radar, scuba, laser. The specific thing about this acronyms are that they can be pronounced as a word. Okay, when they fulfill the requirement of the combination of the vowels and consonants. Okay, so that becomes possible to pronounce that abbreviation as a word in itself. Okay, next is initialism. Initialism is, here again we pick the initial letters, but it is not possible always to pronounce those word that clubbing together as a word. Okay, for example, CD, we say CD because we pronounce both the letters individually. Okay, compact disc. IMF, International Monetary Fund. Okay, AKGEC, AKGEC Engineering College. So these are called initials. This also has the capacity of a word, role of a word when we speak or when we write something. Next is back formation. Back formation means a noun or adjective is reduced to form a verb, means some noun which is, that's a bigger word, or adjective that is a bigger word, that is reduced. We take a sort of back step and create a new verb, like enthuse, okay, from enthusiasm, or laze from lazy. We say that don't laze, okay, means don't be lazy, like that. This is called back formation. Then comes eponyms. Eponyms means we name something after the name of a person. We have so many examples. The most popular example are of diseases. Naming a disease by the name of a person who first, a doctor or the researcher who first discovered that symptoms of ailment, okay, like Alzheimer's, Parkinson. These are the names of people but the diseases are named after those people. Okay. Then comes neologism. Neologism is a kind of a tendency, or you can say it is a kind of practice, okay, when we coin new words or phrases, okay, and these new words or phrases are used, are created in two ways. First, either we give new meaning to the already existing words, means giving new sense, new meaning to the already existing word, like Windows, like mouse, keyboard, monitor, virus. These are the terms which are related to the computing field, the field of computer science or computer use of computers. Okay. So, but these words were already there in English language when they were used in a different meaning. For example, Windows, we say Windows, that is the row of small opening in a wall, and when we say Windows, that becomes a operating system. Sometimes this difference of pronunciation is there, sometimes it is not there. So, like mouse, like the keyboard, keyboard was earlier used as a musical instrument. Okay. Monitor, monitor has a different meaning, the person who watches, okay, keeps a watch. Okay. Virus, that is a you can say biological entity, right, but we use that word in the field of computer also. So, this becomes one of the way to coin new word to represent new meaning, that is the need of the hour. Second is with changed meaning. Okay. Sometime we over a period of time, some words have altogether changed their they have deviated from their original meaning. For example, the word naughty, not means 0, okay, or not means nothing, right, but these days or later on this word has come to be used as an adjective for a person who is badly behaved, okay, not very well behaved, that is naughty, and this is not, you can say, in a very evil manner, but something which irritates the other person. Okay. Nice, earlier it was taken to be a person who is silly, but now it has become a compliment, and that is why whenever we use this word nice, it is always ambiguous that in what meaning we are using the word. Similarly, a very you can say apt example of this kind of change, like gay. Earlier it was used to be a word with the meaning of cheerful and you can say a happy person. Okay, but now it has a different meaning, a person who is differently oriented. This word is used for those people, those men. Okay. One more reality, one more process is that is called jargonizing, means coinage of jargons. You know that jargons are technical words which are used in a particular field of knowledge. Okay. So, some new words are created to represent new reality. These are called jargons because they have one and the only meaning, like nylon, Xerox, etc. So, new meanings are assigned to the already existing word as Windows, as we have seen earlier. Okay, that may also be an example of coining of new words like jargons, creating jargons. And in modern English, we have started using the prefix e. Okay, in modern time, for before the words, everything that is related to the electronic means of communication or that is done through electronic means. Okay, this prefix e is used to create new words. Okay, anything which is related to internet or the use of internet or electronic means like e-banking, e-cards, e-commerce, e-learning, e-portal, e-school. So many words are there, and new words, new reality. Emails and text messaging has given rise to some other popular usage of clippings and acronyms. Okay, we have these words which are unique expressions. For example, we use these abbreviations while texting people or while giving our reactions to certain posts or comments on the social media, like LOL means laugh out loud, okay, and ROFL means rolling on the floor laughing. So, why these also become a kind of you can say unique expressions. Without saying much, you are communicating your reaction or response. Right? Another a very beautiful practice of word formation is loan words. Okay, means you borrow words. Sometime human language or the users of that language do not find a equally powerful or equally meaningful, equally effective word in their own language, or they borrow words from other language. Okay, or sometime we borrow some practice, we adopt some food items, or we adopt some other you can say instruments, okay, which are originally invented, used, or you can say created by the people of the other language, okay, the native speakers of any other language. So such words are borrowed as such and used as such in a particular language. For example, we find so many examples of the words related to food items. Okay, this is a globe, this world has become a global village. Okay, so the food and the delicacies and the other you can say dishes popular in one culture, and they are given certain name by those people, and the same dish when is liked by other people of the other language, where they use the same word like sushi or chapatis or pizza, etc. Okay, the unique thing about these things is that there is a process of inflection, means the user of a new user of that word in a different language, they give all the attributes of their language to that new word. Okay, for example, we make these words like pizzas. Okay, many pizzas, chapatis. Okay, so in Hindi we do not call chapatis. Okay, we say the chapatiyan, but that is not used in English, because that the convention of that language is are responsible for determining the other feature of the usage of that word. Okay, we also sometimes pronounce those borrowed word or loan words more like English words, or more like according to the sounds and conventions of that language. Okay, we all the users of one language, when they use the borrowed word, they are not able to produce the same sounds and pronounce the word exactly like the native speaker of that language. So they pronounce those words like English words. Okay, and they do not use the original pronunciation. They are not able to make that kind of articulation. Okay, for example, these words in Indian, so many Indian words are there in English language, so many words of Urdu and other languages we find in, and vice versa, of course. Okay, we find these words like jugaad, abba, amma, chamcha, phukka, kucha, etc. Okay, so many words. You can have a range of words like this. Okay, to sum up, I would like to say that after coming to know different processes which are labeled differently, okay, we must understand that what is the need of this word formation. Why do we need to create new words, and why do we need to know these processes, because and how these words come into practice, how these words are accepted as part of a particular language. Okay, this acceptance comes only through usage. Okay, the more and more people start using that word in a particular language, the more and more acceptance is created, acceptance is generated for that new word as a part of a different language. Okay, so for example, the words related to mobile like selfie and any other, all these words. Okay, these were these were created by a person. Okay, but when the people start using that word, who come into contact with that word, becomes familiar with that word and appreciates that word, because that word creates a kind of impact, or that word carries the true meaning that is intended with the use of that word. Okay, that reality, new practices. So that word becomes an acceptable word, or that becomes a part of the new language. Okay, and every year the standard dictionaries of different languages, they publish new versions or new edition with new words of that particular language. For example, in English in 2020, the new word is goblin mode. Okay, this word is accepted as a formal word, as an official word, you can say, and this word has a meaning, particular meaning, and this meaning is a lazy, unapologetically self-indulgent and greedy behavior. If a person does that kind of behavior, we can say that okay, that person is in goblin mode. Okay, so this is how new usage, new practices and new words are formed and used and accepted. Okay, and that they become a very well authorized member of that language, the vocabulary of that language. So that is how new words are created. Thank you. I hope you have enjoyed these processes and you will try and find new examples of these processes in your daily life and keep learning and better languages. Okay. Thank you. Jai.